already. And meeting with this meeting of the minds is Leslie Stahl of 60 Minutes.
What do visionary architect Buckminster Fuller, science fiction writer Isaac Asimov, and Oscar-winning actress Geena Davis have in common? They have all been members of Mensa, the International Society of Super Smarties.
You got your Mensa tattooed.
I bought a life membership, and then this came with it.
I have to ask why.
Seemed like the thing to do.
Mensa means table in Latin. The two British lawyers who started the organization in 1946 hoped a meeting of the best and brightest minds would be like the Knights of King Arthur's Round Table.
So 2 each. I've got you.
Only much better at math. To get in, members have to prove their IQ is in the top 2%. Other than that, there are no barriers. Plumber or paleontologist, all are welcome. Today, Mensa, with over 100,000 members in nearly 100 countries, isn't exactly a secret society like Skull and Bones, but they are secretive. So we jumped when they said we could come to their annual gathering in Denver. 2,000 people showed up for the Rocky Mountain High IQ, as they call the convention. There were nearly 400 activities to choose from talent shows to astrophysics workshops.
What if the sun turned into a black hole? Would we get sucked into it?
But if one thing surprised us, it was how many of the Mensans like to play games.
So Mensans, when they get together and play games, which they
don't
do
always
a lot.
crank the gray cells up to full, no.
No. Okay.
Matt Crawford and his wife Robin come to the convention every year.
This is not a group of average people. This is the 98th percentile, the top 2%.
Are there more idiosyncrasies per capita at a Mensa convention?
So let me compare it to, say, a football game. And then I give you a definite no. You're not going to see the painted faces and people thumping their bare chests with letters spelling out.
That's weird. That's weird.
Well, that's enthusiasm, okay? That's the enthusiasm appropriate to that venue. We have ours.
Oh my God, who knew this is what he meant?
Now, are they in Mensa?
Yes, they're in Mensa.
Dr. Frank Lawless is Mensa's official supervisory psychologist.
There's a kind of a childlike creativity to high intelligence.
Childlike creativity. He got that right. He also says being in Mensa gives you confidence.
Take, for example, the housewife that, you know, really smart, never got to do anything, so you give her a test,
she takes the test,
and she qualifies.
There are a lot of women like that in Mensa?
A lot of women like that, find themselves. This is a joyous group. I mean, these people love Mensa because this is home.
So what's the test? In Denver and other cities around the country, you can apply to get into Mensa by taking what amounts to an IQ test. Some verbal questions, some math.
You're going to be tested in 2 different ways. I think you'll enjoy both of them.
The enjoyable questions are like this. Begin with the number of legs on a spider. Add the number of stars in the U.S. flag in 1935. Divide by 2 and add the number of leaves that enable you to distinguish poison ivy. If you can solve something like that, you probably have an IQ of 130 or higher, when 100 is the norm. And with a score like that, you're in Mensa, even if you're a kid.
Are you in Mensa?
Yes.
Can you juggle and talk?
More than 2,000 members are under the age of 18. Like their parents, the whiz kids also feel they've come home in Mensa.
Do you find that people here understand you better than kids at home?
Yeah. You're not scared of using bigger words that people don't understand.
Mensans are often in the out crowd in school.
Anytime you deviate from the norm, you're going to have challenges. If you deviate low, you're going to have challenges. If you deviate high, you're also going to have challenges.
The Crawfords twins, Lindsay and Owen, deviate high. They're 13 and both also in Mensa.
Mr. Know-It-All. Is that you? A little bit? Maybe a little
maybe.
bit? Just a little
Maybe.
bit.
Owen skipped 3rd and 7th grade math.
So, Lindsay, look at your T-shirt. I happen to know that that's pi.
Yeah.
What's pi? You can start us off.
3.141592653589793238466.
You can go that far?
Yeah, and I can't remember the rest.
They're both in a gifted program in a regular neighborhood school in the suburbs of Chicago, where know-it-alls are not very popular.
Sometimes I'll want to sit down on the bus, and even if there's an empty seat right next to them, I'll say, "Can I sit here?" And they say no, and when I ask why not, they just say, "Because I don't like you."
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do you have the same thing?
Yeah. Some of the bullies joked that it wasn't Mensa we were in, that we were in a club called Mental. It kind of got on my nerves.
One of Mensa's goals is promoting gifted children's programs to help kids like Lindsay and Owen. There's also something called the Mensa Process, an online think tank working on big problems like ending global poverty.
Amazing grace.
There are 1,500 families in Mensa, like the Crawfords, and the 4 singing Steinheises.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved.
They came to the convention to sing the lyrics of Amazing Grace to a whole catalog of songs in different styles. There's a lot of laughing at the convention, and we weren't always sure why. One of the unofficial slogans of the group is, Mensa, where we get your jokes.
What is your favorite Mensa joke?
The punchline, plus a look at Menson's mating habits,
I like people who are smarter than me.
ahead on Sunday morning.
And later,
Can you give me some tips here?
Sure.
out in the cold,
Even when you turn.
This summer, I spent an amazing day with Eli Manning.
You just burp in here?
He taught us how to grip the ball, catch, and even throw a fade route.
I'm Eli Manning, and I'm part of the NFL's movement for an active generation. For great play ideas, visit NFLrush.com.
Time Magazine's #1 pick of the week. A new Amazing Race, CBS Tonight.